Setting up the music. Good morning. There we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're here in the poetry studio again. So it has been very intermittent over the past few days, not really getting to stream as much as I would like to. I've been very busy. It's a good thing, good problem to have. I was all day yesterday at, and the day before actually, at a school. Typing for teachers and staff in DC. Such a cool idea for a gig, one that I will be doing more of later on, but it meant that I was button chair typing at 8 a.m. all the way in DC. No way we could get the studio together at that point, at least without proper planning. And right before that experience, probably about this past weekend, even though I was still having a lot of trouble with getting the studio up and running by that point, I broke a tripod. I nearly broke my camera. I had to switch phones. New smartphone, but it was two smartphones. I just basically had all these things converge at once in terms of the difficulties and confusions and stuff like that. But now I am here, and now I am ready to work. So what I need to do is I need to write some poetry that'll be for a writer's group tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write probably a simple poem on strength, just kind of off the cuff. The great thing about poetry is that for me, it has brought a great deal of inspiration and power. It's almost like a self-inspire tool. Imagine, if you will, that once you kind of figure out how to be able to use those words in a sort of even a basic way, you can then write things that help encourage yourself, lift up your spirits, or help cope with the world. Process poetry. We're going to dive a little bit into that today. I'm going to write a short process poem about kind of the path that I am taking. I accepted a new job. So many things happened. It was just like a rush of a week. But the biggest thing that happened by far was the idea, oh, good morning, easier to say. Good morning, so good to see you here. I saw you on the stream last night. So Akira the Dawn streams have now moved to the pause dimension, I guess, for lack of a better word. And so the DJ artist whose music is currently playing in the background has streamed every day for a full year, straight on, no stop. And he has now taken a break, which I think is very deserving as they review and plan for the upcoming future. I still have to submit to the form, easier to say, on what my input would be for the future, but I will definitely do so. So that happened too. Everything happened this week. This was the big week. Getting a job, doing a big gig, Kira doing his thing, nearly breaking my camera, all so much fun. But we are here now. And what kind of clicked through all that, it's actually pretty fitting that was the week I had. Because what clicked in all that was kind of what, I don't want to say I was missing it, but I definitely wasn't there in terms of persevering through everything. For those that know Meaning Wave, I would say that the Goggins wave is where my head is at right now. Having this understanding that I am limitless to a degree. I for a while I was trying, and I still will be, was trying to be kind of, I have to, I'll have this structure, this structure, that place, or everything falls apart. But the reality is even when our structure gets diminished, the choice to fall apart is a choice. And it's a hard choice to not make. Oftentimes when everything that we thought we knew, or the way that life is being lived kind of falls to the wayside, we panic. And then sometimes we resort back to our comfort foods, for lack of a better word. For me, that was, video games, endless Netflixing. So for the past year or so, despite, or in part because of, my continued push to be better and more productive and to improve myself, which is really interesting. We've got a lot of that Watts Wave playing right now. Exactly, there's a Watts and JBP angle in there too. I was just kind of picking that up. I ended up, I would always have this day out of the week where things would, where I would just implode. I was like, why am I imploding? I would spend do nothing. It would ruin my schedule, ruin my beat. It would ruin everything. Not everything, but it would definitely, sometimes it would hamper this very show. Because But over the past few months, I began to have a sense of my love of comfort. Like comfort's not bad. We have to be comfortable to be able to like be cool in the world, but I was really starting to feel it. And I was starting to understand, hey, you're really kind of like hooked on this. Like your baseline is when you get deep down there, what you need to improve, if you can improve it, is the part of you that feels like you deserve. I'm sorry I'm talking so slowly. It's a lot to process. The part of you that feels like you deserve to kick back, like you deserve it. Because there's a thing there. Should we kick back? Absolutely. Kira's on a break. That's fantastic. He's resting, he's relaxing. He hangs out with his son. Family time is important. My time with my wife, very important. So it's not about kicking back being bad. It's about deserving that. Feeling like you deserve it. Like, oh, this is what the world deserves me. It owes me. It's a resentment. And so I was exploring a little more and saying, why do I resent that? And I definitely spoke that out with some people. And I'm nowhere near on the final analysis of it. But I have personally come to the point, as easier to say, perfectly says at the perfect time, to embrace discomfort as a friend. To understand the fact that the comfort that I desire, which I must have, conjured up because I was in dark places. I'd been through stuff, not crazy stuff, but definitely stuff. I must have said at a certain point, maybe it was the pandemic, maybe it was because I was working very hard, maybe it was because I lost a job at a certain point way back. Oh, I need this comfort. This comfort is what's going to make me feel okay. And in reality, it did the exact opposite. In a moment, it would feel all right, but then suddenly I would blow off a day, and it'd be like, well, there you go. And then I got this new job, and this new job's going to be starting in April, but I will be working overtime at this new job, and I still have a business to run, and I can't quit all my other stuff. So it's literally going to be an overtime job, a very small part-time job, and my poetry business. Luckily, the scheduling works out well, so I was like, well, Joe, you got to get this act together. You can't be slacking off. You have to be able to embrace the discomfort of 50, 60 hours a week doing things. You have to be able to embrace that and then do the best you can with it. All this conversation, and I feel like easier to say having you here is a good listening ear for all this, and I appreciate your presence here. But the part of these streams is just so that I can even talk to the camera and just get out what I feel. But ultimately, I think I am stumbling upon a happening. The kind of bringing together those three. There's Goggins and JVP and Watts. I needed to walk this path. That's something that has helped me in this, not feel so anxious. Like some people be like, why didn't I do this a year ago? Why didn't I do this 6 months ago? Well, I didn't, because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that the baseline issue was comfort, I was holding comfort close. Once I learned to start letting go of comfort, well then I can, the world just opened up. The first day I did this, stumbling towards the kingdom of God, so it's easier to say, it's perfect. And once I was able to kind of do that, in a way that had to happen the way it was, well then suddenly, and it was like, I'm just thinking about Watts Wave now, I was watching what was going on suddenly. Like I stopped trying to be so, like I would waste time, like months ago, I would waste time and then I would beat myself up about it. And then I wouldn't spend time sitting and thinking about why I did. I would just be like, oh, you did, and now you have to do this and that to stop. But now, by watching what was going on, I was able to see why it was actually happening. And then I was able to start thinking about it a little more and being able to put my will in the right place. Now, on the morning of this gig that I did, I got, this was a big gig. I was going to be typing for like 7 to 8 hours straight at a school. having tons of teachers come in for poems, I got like 4 hours of sleep. 4 hours of sleep the night before. I never do that. I usually am like, I gotta go to bed here, and then if I don't wake up here, it's a whole, So like, I always feel a certain level of comfort when it comes to sleep, and so I was kind of fighting that. Woke up, got to the school, and I just, knocked it out of the park. Now, is that something I can consistently do? Probably not. Even, most of the productivity people that are in Maz, all the, the ones that have had songs written about them are most certainly, ready to have a good sleep schedule for their own health needs. But I woke up that morning, and my head was screaming with, hey, indulge in sleep, indulge in comfort. And then I didn't. And I realized, I think I've stumbled upon something pretty big here. Now, will this consistently hold? Who knows? But I'm here now. I was able to get onto this stream, ready to write about strength, about outworking the chart is one of my favorite things. I could put that on the Akira stream for his year stream. Outworking the chart. Because when you try to outwork the chart, you're going to at very least push boundaries. So that's right. New typewriter. It's actually not true. This typewriter has been sitting on my night table for the better part of several months. But what I need to be doing is I need to be testing out my typewriters on the stream. And I had a typewriter that's been sitting here for the better part of several weeks. Very big, ugly looking typewriter, but very good typewriter. I just need to get it off the desk. I was tired of it. I was like, I'm done. So I put this thing on. I know this thing needs to be oiled in the right places. And its pudding is all about. I get a drop of oil in there. Well, thank you. Easier to say says lo-fi vibes looking over the shoulder as you bang keys is a beautiful aesthetic. Watching your thoughts materialize onto the page. Well, thank you so much. I was going to go get some oil. So in the meantime, because I think I want to fix the vibrator here is kind of sticking just a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to give you the doggo, who is very fast asleep. Yeah, he sleeps through the pitter patter of the keys. Very interesting. I have returned. Meaning dog. Oh, there you go. Now his eye opened up. So you can see there, he has cataracts in one eye. This is my dog Max. He has cataracts in one eye. And it kind of makes it so that one eye is white. He's probably nearly blind. Hearts to the doggo, says Purple Team Ninja. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Doggo cam, indeed. It is actually a redeemable, so I'm gonna redeem it. Show you guys. Doggo cam. There we go. Right, did it redeem? There we go. Redeem doggo cam. I'm old enough to have taken typing class in middle school, says, easier to say. We had a mechanical typewriter in the house. There's a musical instrument aspect to keeping it in tune. Truly. So the footing on this one is what part of the issue is right now. But the problem is I can't get to that foot without removing the bottom. At least I don't think so. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Which is why the letters look like they're only half inked. Purple Teen Ninja says, it seems that catching a Maslantian stream is inspiration for the day. Yeah, we need to, like, collect all the Maslantian streamers into, like, a little cohort so that we can kind of, like, better support each other. Because it's happening, like, in bits and spurts, and I'd love to make it a little more just like, hey, you know, these are all the people that have been inspired by Maz to do more streaming. I know Illink has done some art live. 2076 has been currently, it's just started doing morning meditations around the same time as this, so it's like cool because you can kind of go between the two of us. And, oh goodness, there was another one. Just Add Vodka occasionally streams. Of course we have Disco. Disco's great. So we just have a good crew that is taking the world by storm in terms of just trying to bring more art, bring more creative spirit into the cosmos. Yeah, I didn't get to see it yet, his meditation, because that was another one of the mornings I was just running around doing my gig at the school, so I will definitely be checking it out. We may even be able to rate him. Let me see if I can bring him up on my other computer. Mindfulness. Let's see here. Who's streaming? Oh, he's not streaming right now. Mindfulness. Is he streaming under 2076? For Red Team 2076? Oh, is mindfulness before? Well, I am having a deep level of trouble trying to find him, so we're just gonna go back to my stuff. Well, anyway, that's a plan. You can definitely raid him in the future. Oh, it's mindfulness before Maz. Mindfulness before Maz. No, I don't see mindfulness before Maz. Maybe he renamed it. Yeah, because I thought I followed it. Mindfulness before meeting. There we go. It is mindfulness before meeting. But he is offline. So he will be back, I'm sure. Oh, that's such a good mix. It's like almost all watts. Is it a message? This poem is not. This poem kind of flows from metaphor to metaphor. It is not in itself a finished product, I would say. I'm just having fun with words. That's the best thing about it. The title of this poem is Necessary Strength. The world wasn't made for the snooze button, clutching on the arm of lethargy. But without a plan, without an angle of attack, a fact, inked into the field report from rolling hills, valleys. Seek a better terrain, tame the rush of brazen folly, and tarry of time mutual. And so we mark out our days ahead, stand up straight with shoulders back, and enact the necessary strength handed down in the daily rituals we hold. High fives, best lives sharing tactics among the comments and emotes. Marching with each soul is the strivers, dreamers daring each other on things. How far can we take this mindful meaning? How many moments can we feel complete? So many, a vast army ready to seize the day. It grew on me. There are certainly points where it doesn't work well. It like jerks around and doesn't flow right. But I wasn't really. I'm not going to say I wasn't trying, but I definitely will say that after having written nearly 60 poems over the past 48 hours, I'm a little worn out, but not a bad way. But it was good still. A very nice poem about seizing the day with the strength that is necessary. I'm going to check out at this point. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Purple Team Ninja, easier to say. We've got a couple other people lurking in the chat. I will shout you out if I see you there. Oh, we got Ed Vodka MC here. Welcome. So good to see you. We have a silly gnome. We have a couple of other ones. I don't know if those are bots, but good to see you all here. I am going to be trying to make this as consistent as possible over the next forever. We'll see. So hoping to that. The past couple of times I've streamed and had a couple of days not streaming, streamed and a couple of days not streaming. But I think that with my schedule settling down a little bit and my technology and devices being more organized, it's going to be easier to kind of really revisit this. So thank you so much all for helping provide that necessary strength. Have a wonderful day and take on the world.